Okay, so I finished sketching out my rose mallow plant, little sketch here. Now, the stem and these two little flowers in the middle, I did these while I was driving in the car. They've got a base coat, my underwash with light blues and a little bit of purple, and then I've done the shadows and stuff today. The car was doing a lot of wiggling and I really wasn't happy with it, and I was just going to toss the whole thing. But then I thought, you know what? Of course, in all cases, there's the underlay, the underpainting, and then the top painting. And I just need to look at this like whatever I've got down is simply going to be a few colors that's going to shine through for my underpainting, and just go with it and see where it goes. So initially, I started off with this is my photo, a photo reference. It's just a little clip I got out of a magazine, and I just went a very basic outline. I also grew this plant last year. This I really like. This is when it's almost about to open, and this is just the bud itself. And then, of course, the completely closed buds. This looks really, really simple. It's just a simple round flower. But when you're looking closer, you can see there's a highlight here, and here, and here, and way down here, over here, and this is the shadow line. So that, plus most of this, is in shadow. But this is all in a highlight. And then coming down here, this is a highlight too. Of course, underneath, this is the back side of this one. This is in a highlight, but here it's in a shadow. So here again, taking my shadow from this one, and I went, now you know what, I didn't actually paint the flower going behind. I painted it more as a single piece. If I had this whole part up here, for example, if I continued that, that would be lighter blue, which might be quite confusing. And then way down here, we've got some highlights. This is all in shadow. On the other side, I've got this one. Here we have lots of shadows. Shadows, 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 and highlights up top and highlights at the bottom. So here we'll put in a highlight in here, and in here, over here a bit. Oh, not going like that, going more like that. So, yeah, like this. And then, of course, down here and up, there's a highlight here, and then all in there. So we will do, well, I'm just going to dive in and see what happens. Okay, so my colors for today are going to be, let's see, we're doing them in blue. So let's go with some cobalt blue, phthalo blue. The greens I'm going to mix. Let's say something like a yellow green and maybe a cobalt blue. And I'll put in some burnt umber tossed into the different browns and under the leaves. And I'll of course tell you as I go, and I will add them in text. So I'm just going to start by adding some water. It's really, really dry in this room today. So whatever water I put on my paper, it just all gets sucked right up. It's completely gone in no time. But I've got the water there. I want to drop in a little green mixture. Let's see, I think this is earth green mixed with a little bit of burnt umber. I'm just going to tap it in. I'm going to use this as my base because, of course, I like having foundation colors. And we'll come back in later and do all the details. Going with more of a sap green straight and a tiny bit of water. I'm going to drop that on top. And the reason why I want to do that is I want that first color to be pushed out to the edges. And then where I want a little bit of highlight, I'm just lifting the paint back out just a tiny bit. So some plus spots will be darker and some will be lighter.